Yeah, good morning. So in the last class, we discussed regarding the MCQs on biomolecules, also a different kind of MCQs that is related to the diagram and all. Today, we are going to discuss the MCQs, that is the previous year question paper of Biology 2020 Karnataka CET. Okay. So before that, I will be showing you the question paper. And after the end of the sessions, I will be sending you the question paper. You just check whether this you got in the mail or no. Okay. You have to check it. Then after that, today the sessions will get over by 11:30 due to my personal reasons. Fine. So this is about the instructions today. So very good morning to one and all. Before that, some of you told me that you want the repetition of molecular inheritance. So in that, I selected a specific or an important concept. So in the previous class, we discussed regarding the DNA replication. Today, we are going to discuss about the transcription. Okay. So briefly, I will explain regarding the transcription. Then we will go to the session, that is the actual session where we are going to solve the previous year question paper, right? So here what happens actually in the transcription, as the word says transcript, okay, transcript. So here the language, the script of that is changing. So the DNA script, that is nucleotide script, is here the sequence of nucleotide, right? So that is different in DNA, that will be different in RNA due to the presence of uracil. Okay, now thymine and uracil. Okay, then so what happens in transcription? It is nothing but the process of conversion, that is a formation of RNA from DNA. So which RNA? Especially mRNA, messenger RNA. Then later the messenger RNA will be converted into proteins, which is called as translation, a complete change in a language, translate. Okay, now let us study regarding the transcription in this session. Check the screen. Okay, whether the screen is visible. Yes, whether the screen is visible. Okay, Tasmia, thank you. So transcription here, as I said, DNA is converted into mRNA. DNA is converted into mRNA. Just a minute. Fine. So here what happens? Copying of DNA's message to mRNA. Copying of the DNA message is copied into mRNA, messenger RNA. So this occurs in the nucleus. Okay. Now, whatever the mRNA or messenger RNA formed from the DNA, it is not called as mRNA directly. First, it is called as pre-mRNA. First, it is called pre-mRNA, which is processed, okay, into mRNA, and then it leaves the nucleus, okay, into the cytoplasm. Then next we have the detailed transcription. What happens here? We have in the DNA, we will convert that strand into promoter region and transcription region and the termination region. Promoter, transcriptor region and the terminator region. So let us see what all happens in this. Okay. Now, first one is initiation or a starting. So here, this is the diagrammatic representation of a transcription you can see. So in a transcription, that is in eukaryotes, what happened? So we have double-stranded DNA, 5' to 3' direction, 3' to 5' direction. Okay. At the specific region, we have the nucleotide. The DNA will be having the nucleotides, that is TAA, Tata. So complementary to that, T to A to T, like that. So this nucleotide sequence, this region, that particular region or a factor. So this is called as Tata box. This is called Tata box, which shows the promoter region. Promote means starting, promotes. Okay. So the starting region of the transcription, we can say Tata box. Okay. Now here in the DNA, as we have double stranded, the strand which is from 5' to 3', which is called as non-template strand. Okay. Now 3 prime to 5 prime, this strand is called as template strand, from which we will get the mRNA. Template strand is the strand from which we will get the mRNA. Next, after that, what happens? Several transcription factors bind to RNA. Transcriptor factors means here RNA polymerase. RNA polymerase will come and attach to the promoter region. Okay, so what happens after then? See here, RNA polymerase 2. When it attach the DNA which is coiled, it unwinds, means uncoil we can say. Okay, uncoils like this. Okay, now what happens? A subsequent complementary means if A is there, U is formed. If G is there, C is formed. So like that, a complementary base pairing occurs. Here you can see this is the promoter region where the RNA polymerase is attached, and this is a transcription region, and this will be a terminator region. So when the RNA polymerase is attached, there what is happening? Their DNA is becoming uncoiled. It becomes uncoiled. It unwinds. You can say, see, unwound DNA. So what happens? The 3 prime to 5 prime direction DNA strand is there, no? Their RNA will be formed from 5 prime to 3 prime. See, it is starting from 5 prime to 3 prime direction. Okay. Now, so what happens? 5 prime, this will be continuous, means the RNA polymerase shift from DNA region to that is from promoter region to transcription region, like that. So whenever it shifts, so that part the DNA will become unwind and mRNA will be formed. Okay, then at a certain region, the DNA RNA polymerase attains, or it will face the terminator codons. Terminator codons means which stops the process. So that is called as terminator region. So there the transcription stops and the completed RNA transcription. So we will get the mRNA from 5 prime to 3 prime end. So this is regarding the transcription. So whatever the RNA is formed, it is in the form of pre-mRNA. So it has to convert into mRNA. So what happens there? 5 prime cap is formed. So what is that? Guanine, that is a nitrogen base, and the phosphate cap at the 5 prime end of mRNA will be formed. And then 3 prime polyannual tail. So at 5 prime end, cap is formed, which is consisting of guanine and phosphate. At 3 prime end, poly A tail is formed. So what is that poly A? 50 to 250 adenines are added. Poly means many, A means adenine. So 50 to 250 adenines are added to the 3 prime end. So after this, the pre-mRNA is said to be mRNA. Both the 5 prime cap and 3 prime poly A tail facilitate means supports the export, means the transport of the mRNA from the nucleus to the cytoplasm. When it comes to the cytoplasm, then the other process starts, that is translation. Okay, next. Both protect the mRNA from degradation by hydrolytic enzyme in the cytoplasm. So why 5 prime cap and 3 prime poly A tail should be formed? Directly the mRNA what is formed can be gone into the cytoplasm. Why it is formed then? It is because in the cytoplasm we have certain enzymes, that is hydrolytic. Hydrolytic means the enzymes which are known to break the whatever the content is there, break the enzymes. Okay, so like that, to prevent them, the mRNA, the RNA which is formed from those hydrolytic enzyme, both the ends will be covered. The first end is covered with a cap, the last end is covered with a polyannual tail, so that the inner RNA region will not be broken down, will not be acted by the hydrolytic enzyme. Okay, so both help ribosomes attach to the 5 prime end of the mRNA strand. Then later what happens? Attachment of ribosomes means the translation begins. This is regarding the transcription. Okay, I hope the concept of transcription is clear. Is it clear? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So here, after once, yeah, thank you. Now we are going to discuss the previous year question paper, that is 2020 Karnataka CET Biology. Okay, now so let us start the sessions as before. So where I will be asking the question, your answer should be in a message or a chat box. Okay, let us begin. Just check. Yeah, this is the question paper which we are going to discuss. So biology and code, that is question paper code is A1. Okay, now we are going to discuss that. Here we will be having both Kannada and English medium. The pages will be alternative. Okay, now so the first question of biology. So in the below diagram, identify the part which connects the peripheral microtubules to the central sheath. See, this is a central tubule, this is a central sheath. Okay, so these are the peripheral microtubules which will attach to this. So we have to find that part where it attaches. So what is that part is called as? Option A, plasma membrane. Option B, interdoublet bridge. Option C, central microtubule. Option D, radial spoke. Yes, what is the answer? Tasmia said option D. Jahnavi option D. Sindhu option D. Kirtana option D. Whether this question paper has been sent through a mail? Yes. I'm asking you all only whether this question paper had been sent through a mail. Atif Rahuman. Okay. Okay. So here, the correct answer is option D, that is a radial spoke. That is a radial spoke, this one. So this one is there, no? The radial spoke attaches the central sheath to the peripheral microtubules. Okay, good. So the next question is, hello, can you mute yourself, please? Okay, thank you. So here, the element whose percentage weight is highest in both Earth's crust and human body is the element whose percentage weight is highest in both Earth's crust, in the Earth's crust as well as in the human body, which is the element which is found highest. So what might be the answer? Option A, hydrogen. Option B, carbon. Option C, oxygen. Option D, calcium. Tasmia option B, Jahnavi option B, Sindhu option B, Kirtana option B. Okay, so the right answer here is option B, that is carbon only. Okay, now I want everyone to answer through a mic. Identify the event in meiosis mediated by the enzyme recombinase. Option A, synaptic pairing. Option B, terminalization. Option C, crossing over. Option D, interkinesis mediated by enzyme recombinase. Out of this, these are the certain process which occurs in the meiosis. So out of this process, which is the process which involves the action of enzyme? Guess it and answer through a mic. Answer through a mic. Answer through a mic. Yes. Okay.
Option D, ma'am.
Okay, who is this?
Sindhu.
Sindhu said option D. Jahnavi said option D. Tasmia said option C. Kirtana NM, no, that is old one. Okay. So here, The correct answer, that is identify the event in meiosis mediated by enzyme recombinase, that is C, crossing over. The right answer is option C, that is crossing over. Okay. Many of you having the issues to open the mic. Janvi is outside, so she can't answer through mic. Tasmia has an issue. Okay, fine. Message then. Then a fourth option, that is fourth question, is the deficiency of which of these elements interrupts photolysis of water during photosynthesis. So we know photolysis of water. Okay, so that is breaking down of water. So the deficiency means the element, when it is in very less quantity in the plant, photolysis of water will not occur. So which element deficiency causes photolysis of water anta kelidare. So option A in kottidare manganese and chlorine, option B zinc and copper, option C calcium and potassium, option D nitrogen and phosphorus. So what is the answer? Come on. Tasmia answered as option A, Janavi answered as option C, Sindhu answered as option C, Kirtana answered as option A. So let me see who is right. So here the deficiency of which, fourth one, the answer is nitrogen and phosphorus. Nitrogen, let me check once again. Yeah, fourth one, D. Okay, fine. So the right answer is D, that is nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay, who answered the question correctly? No one, I guess. A, C, A, C. The right answer is option D. In a C4 plants, C3 cycle takes place in option A, mesophyll cells, option B, bulliform cells, option C, companion cells, option D, bundle sheath cells. Yes. Kirtana said option D. Tasmia said option D. Janavi said option D. Yes. Fine. So the right answer here is option D, that is bundle sheath cells. The right answer is bundle sheath cells. Good going. Just a minute. Fine. The next question. During citric acid cycle, the various organic acid undergo decarboxylation. Which of the following organic acids of the above cycle have 4 carbon, 5 carbon, and 6 carbon respectively? So read the options and answer. Option A, oxaloacetic acid, citric acid, and succinic acid. Means 4 carbon is oxaloacetic acid, 5 carbon is citric acid, 6 carbon is succinic acid. Like that they asked. So option B, succinic acid, alpha ketoglutaric acid and citric acid. Option C, pyruvic acid, malic acid, and alpha ketoglutaric acid. Option D, pyruvic acid, alpha ketoglutaric acid, and citric acid. Yes. Tasmia said option D. Janvi said option D. Sindhu said option D. Okay. So fifth one here, sorry, sixth one, right? Sixth one, yeah. Sixth one, many of you answered it as D, almost all of you. I don't know, once someone messages D, all of you will message as D only. So here, the right answer here is option B, that is 4 carbon succinic acid. Then 5 carbon alpha ketoglutaric acid, and 6 carbon is citric acid. So the right option is option B. Then option B. Now, so let us move to the next page. Okay. Question number 7. Here, question number 7. Consider the following statements regarding photosynthesis and respiration of plants and select the correct option. Okay. So the first one is Rubisco has high in affinity to oxygen in low carbon dioxide concentration. Second statement, the Calvin pathway occurs in chloroplast of bundle sheath cells of C4 plants. Statement 3, yeast poison themselves when the concentration of alcohol reaches 7%. Fourth statement, oxygen is a final hydrogen acceptor during aerobic respiration. So here the options are given. Read the options by yourself and answer. Yes. 7th question. Tasmia said it as option D. So she said statement 1 and 4 are correct. Third is wrong. Yes, what about others? Sindhu voted as A, Janvi voted as B. Kirtana voted as A. Okay, the correct answer here is Vani KS answered as D. The correct answer is, so that is option D is a right answer. Statements 4 and 1 are correct. Third is wrong. So that the correct answer is given by Vani KS and Tasmia. Okay. Next question, 8th question is, match the following. Okay, 1 minute. Match the following. Column 1, match the digestive glands given in column 1 with their respective enzymes given in the column 2. And choose the correct combination from given option. See, column 1 has pancreas, column 2 pepsin, pancreas, pepsin, gastric glands, enterokinase, small intestine, ptyalin, salivary glands, trypsin. So what you have to do is, you have to write the correct combination, means which gland will release which enzyme, like that. So below the options are given like this. So 1 codes for P, 2 codes for Q, 3 codes for R, 4 codes for S. So like this, the options are given. So see the options, read the options correctly, and then answer. Tasmia answered as option B. Okay. Vaniki is answered as option B. Sindhu option B. Kirtana option B. Okay. So here the right answer is, 1, pancreas codes for trypsin. Okay. Then second option, gastric glands codes for pepsin. Then third one, small intestine codes for enterokinase. Then fourth one, salivary gland codes for R, so that is xylem. Okay, so this is a correct answer. The option B is a correct answer. Almost all of you answered it as option B only, right? Good going. So here the next question is the 9th question. Match the different types of leukocytes, column 1, with their percentage of occurrence, that is column 2, in a healthy adult human and choose the correct answer. One second. Fine. So here what happens? Leukocytes means types of WBC, white blood cells. We have many types of WBC like neutrophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, basophils, and eosinophils. You have to answer how many percentage, how much percentage of respective leukocytes and ಎಷ್ಟು percentage ಎಷ್ಟು type of WBCs ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರೋಫಿಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಇದೆ? 100% WBC ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರೋಫಿಲ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಬೇಸೋಫಿಲ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. So read the options properly. Option A, B, C and D are given. So ಅದನ್ನ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ. So ನೀವೇ ನೋಡಿ and then answer the question. Tasmia answered as option D. Vani KS answered as option D. Janavi answered as option C. Kirtana answered as option C. Sindhu answered as option C. Okay, the right answer here is first one codes for Q, 60 to 65%. Second one codes for T, that is 20 to 25%. Monocytes codes for 6 to 8%. Then basophils codes for 0.5 to 1%. Eosinophils codes for 2 to 3%. So option D is a right answer. So who answered it correctly? Vani KS answered it and Tasmia answered it. Option D is a right answer. So the question number 10. In which part of the human brain corpora quadrigemina is located? Option A, forebrain. Option B, hindbrain. Option C, midbrain. Option D, cerebral hemisphere. Yes. Janvi answered as option B. Tasmia answered as option C. Sindhu answered as option B. Kirtana answered as option C. Vani KS answered as option C. Okay. 10th one. So here the right answer is midbrain. It is the part of a midbrain. So almost all of you answered it as option C only, correct answer. The 11th question goes like this. A girl after attaining sexual maturity, okay, shows development of growing ovarian follicles, development of mammary glands and high pitch of voice. These changes are attributed to the action of which hormone? So a girl attaining sexual maturity ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ovarian follicles formation ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. ದೆನ್ ಮೆಮರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಹೈ ಪಿಚ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಇಂದ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Option A, melatonin. Option B, estrogen. Option C, progesterone. Option D, androgen. So what is the answer? 11th one. Tasmia answered it as option B. Vanikesh answered it as option B. Kirtana answered it as option B. Sindhu answered it as option B. Okay, so the right answer is, almost all of you know, that is a B, estrogen. Estrogen is a right answer. The 12th question goes like this. In an apple, the chromosome number of gamete, listen carefully and read the question properly. In apple, the chromosome number of gamete is 17. What is the chromosome in its primary endosperm nucleus, PEN? Option A, 34, option B, 68, option C, 17, option D, 51. Tasmia answered it as option D. Yes, what about others? See here, okay, don't get confused with the question. In apple, the chromosome number of gamete is 17. Okay, they said 17. So after fertilization in plants, what happens? The zygote is formed. What is the chromosomal complement of the zygote? Just a minute. Okay, it will be 2n. That is a diploid. Okay, 2n. N means number of chromosome. So n is here 17. 2n means 17 twos are. So the 2n, the zygote will be having 34. Okay. Then along with the zygote, there is a formation of a triploid cell. Okay, double fertilization, triple fusion we say, right? Triploid means was 3n. So that triploid cell is nothing but primary endosperm nucleus. So 3n means what here? 3 into 17. So 17 into 3 is what? 51. Option D, 51. So the right answer is 51. That is option D. Answered only by Tasmia first and later answered by Vani. Both of them gave correct answer. So this is how you have to calculate the chromosome number. Okay, then identify the vegetative propagule M. So this is a M. This is a vegetative propagation. We know what is this part is called as, you have to say. Option A, bulbil, then option B, offset, option C, rhizome, option D, runner. So what is the right answer? Tasmia answered it as option B. Vanikesh answered it as option B. Kirtana, option B. Sindhu, option B. Okay. So all of you said it as option B, that is offset, right? So the right answer here is offset. Good. During an excavation of soil, pollen fossils were received from deepest layer of soil. The pollen grains remained as fossil because the intine of pollen grain is made up of pectin. Exine has spiny ornamentation. The exine of pollen grain is highly resistant to enzyme action. Pollen grains are asexual reproductive structure. So here excavation andre soil na dig, earth na dig ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗ soil ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಣ್ಣನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದಾಗ ಉಳ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ pollen fossils ಸಿಗ್ತವೆ. pollen fossils ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಸೊ pollen fossils fossil ಅಂತ ಹೇಗಂದ್ರಿ ನೀವು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾರೆ ಅವರು. pollen ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು, but how you will consider that as a pollen fossil? ಒಂದೇ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದ ಇಂಟೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್. ಇಂಟೈನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನರ್ ಲೇಯರ್, ಇನ್ನರ್ ವಾಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪೆಕ್ಟಿನ್ ಇಂದ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಫಾಸಿಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಕ್ಸೈನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸ್ಪೈನಿ ಆರ್ನಮೆಂಟೇಶನ್. ಔಟರ್ ವಾಲ್ ಏನಿರತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಔಟರ್ ವಾಲ್, ಅದು ಸ್ಪೈನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಳ್ಳಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೂರನೇ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಎಕ್ಸೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೈಲಿ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್. ಎಕ್ಸೈನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಔಟರ್ ವಾಲ್. ಸೊ ಔಟರ್ ವಾಲ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ನೀವು ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಅದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಫಾಸಿಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ, ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅಸೆಕ್ಸುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಅಸೆಕ್ಸುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 4 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್? Yes, any other guesses? Any right answers? Tasmia's answered as option C. Yes, what about others? Kirtana answered as option D. Panike is answered as option C. Sindhu answered as option C. Janavi answered as option D. Okay. So the 14th question here, the right answer is option C. So it is correctly answered by Vani, Sindhu, Tasmia. So here what happens, the intine of pollen grain is made up of pectin. ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಫಾಸಿಲ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಕ್ಸೈನ್ has spiny ornamentation, ಅದು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಬೀಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಆರ್ ಅಸೆಕ್ಸುವಲ್, ನಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್. ದ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಅದು ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆಡ್ ಆರ್ it is not useful. So that is why it can be considered as a fossil anta helbodu. So the option C is the right answer. Okay, now 15th question, identify the mismatch. Yavudu eradu hondodilla anta. Antipodals haploid, zygote diploid, synergids diploid, primary endosperm nucleus triploid. So idralli yavudu eradu pada related alla anta kelidare. So what is the answer? 15th question. Tasmia answered as option C. Kirtana answered as option C. Janvi answered as option D. Sorry, Janvi answered as option C. Vani KS answered as option C. Okay. Option C. All of you answered option C. That is synergids, which is diploid. So this is not related. Okay. Now here, the synergids here, these are the supporting cells. Then identify the correct order of events in pollen pistil interaction from the given below. So here, just a minute, wait a minute. Okay. So here they asked the sequence, correct order. So here we should be very familiar with the fertilization process. Okay, So here the first statement is release of male gamete into embryo sac. The second statement is deposition of pollen grain on stigma. The third statement is entry of pollen tube into embryo sac. The fourth statement is development of pollen tube. The fifth statement is entry of pollen tube into the ovule. So out of these statements, you have to rearrange them in an order. So here, what is the answer? Please go through the options below and tell me what is the answer. B, Tasmia said option B. Okay. Yes, what about others? Kirtana said option B. Sindhu said option B. Vanike said option B. So here the 16th question. Option B, almost all of you answered option B. So let us see that. Option B, second statement, that is deposition of pollen grain on stigma, good. Then fourth statement, development of pollen tube, good. Then fifth statement, entry of pollen tube into ovule, good. Then third statement, entry of pollen tube into embryo sac, good. Then first statement, release of male gamete into embryo sac. So this is the right sequence. All of you answered it correctly. Good going. So 17th question is, match the months listed in column 1 with the organogenesis of fetus in column 2. So first month, second month, fifth month, sixth month. So what all will develop? So that is given in column 2. So like that you have to match. First month, separation of eyelids. Second month, hairs on head. Fifth month, heart. Sixth month, limbs and digit. What is the right answer? Let me know. Below the options are given. Tasmia answered as option D. Kirtana, Janvi voted for A. Kirtana voted for D. Vanikesh answered as D. Sindhu answered as D. Okay. So D is CDBA. 17th one. So here first month heart is seen. Then second month limbs and digits are seen. Then fifth month hairs on head are seen. Then sixth month separation of eyelids can be seen. So the right answer is option D. Fine. 18th question. When the fallopian tube is blocked at ampullary region, the ovum fails to move from isthmus to infundibulum, ovary to ampulla, isthmus to uterus, infundibulum to isthmus. So here you should be familiar with the diagram of female reproductive system. Then only you can answer. So read the question twice and then answer. 18th question. Fallopian tube block ಆದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂಪ್ಯುಲರಿ ರೀಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆದಾಗ ಓವಮ್ ಆರ್ ಎಗ್ ಫೇಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೂವ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೋಗಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬಿಲೋ. ರೀಡ್ ದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ನೋ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್. Yes. Yes, come on. Option D. Option D is a right answer given by Tasmia. Okay. Okay. The next question is, identify the cells represented as P, Q, R, and S in the schematic representation of oogenesis shown below. Oogenesis in female, egg formation, and choose the correct option. P, then this one, Q, R, S. You have to find what is P, what is Q, what is R, and what is S. So the options are option A, P is ovum, option Q is oogonia, or R is primary oocyte, S is secondary oocyte. Option B, P is secondary oocyte, Q is primary oocyte, R is ovum, S is oogonia. Option C, P is ovum, Q is secondary oocyte, R is primary oocyte, S is ovum. D, P is oogonia, Q is primary oocyte, R is secondary oocyte, S is ovum. So what is the right answer for question number 19? Fine. Janvi voted as D, Vanikesh voted as D, Kirtana answered as D, Tasmia answered as D. Okay. So the right answer is very good. Option Sindhu answered as D. So the right answer is option D, P, that is oogonia, Q is primary oocyte, R is secondary oocyte, then S is ovum. Okay. Now, 20th question. 20th question is sorry, here it is now. 19th over here. Okay. Which of the following contraceptives could be effective in avoiding pregnancy if used within 72 hours after casual unprotected intercourse? So within 72 hours after sexual intercourse, which of the following contraceptive will be useful? Androgen FSH combination, testosterone relaxin combination, relaxin oxytocin combination, progesterone estrogen combination. So what is the right contraceptive pill or the contraceptive measure within 72 hours? Yes, what is the answer? 20th question. Yes, come on. Read the question properly. I'm sorry. And then answer. Okay, I got the first answer. So the first answer is given by Tasmia. She voted as D. Then Kirtana voted as D. Janavi said it as C. Vanikesh said it as C. Sorry, Vanikesh said it as D. Sindhu said it as D. So the right answer is, that is option D, progesterone estrogen combination. So when estrogen combination is taken within 72 hours of sexual intercourse, so it acts as a good contraceptive measure. So it will not allow the sperm or allow the fertilized egg to implant. 21st question. Choose the correct statement regarding GIFT, that is gamete intrafallopian tubes transfer procedure. Option A, ova collected from a female donor are transferred to the fallopian tube to facilitate zygote formation in the recipient. Option B, zygote is collected from a female donor and transferred to the fallopian tube of recipient. Option C, zygote is collected from a female donor and transferred to the uterus of recipient. Option D, ova are collected from a female donor and are transferred to the uterus of recipient. So out of 4 options, which is related to GIFT, they asked. It is gamete intrafallopian transfer. Yes, come on. Who is going to answer first? Janvi answered as option A. Yes. Sindhu A, Tasmia A, Kirtana A, Vanikesh also A. So the right answer is A itself, that is ova collected from a female donor are transferred to the fallopian tube to facilitate zygote transfer, that is formation in the recipient. Option A is the right answer. 22nd question. Which of the following character was not studied by Mendel in his pea plant experiment? Option A, stem height. Option B, pod shape. Option C, seed shape. Option D, leaf shape. So which is the right answer? Very easy question. Answer it fast. Yes, come on. Option D, answered by Tasmiya. Vani K voted for D. Kirtana voted as D, or Janvi voted as D. Sindhu voted as D. So the right answer is option D, that is leaf shape. 23rd question. In an organism, mutation in a single gene exhibits multiple phenotypic expressions. Identify the underlying genetic mechanism in the above instance. In an organism, mutation, that is alteration in gene, in a single gene exhibit multiple, andre one mutation adaga multiple phenotypic, andre too many physical expression change agatte anta helidare. So identify the underlying genetic mechanism. Yav reeti genetic mechanism agatte annodu helbeku. Option A, pleiotropy. Option B, incomplete dominance. Option C, polygenic inheritance. Option D, multiple allelism. 23rd question. Yes. Okay, who answered first? Tasmiya. Tasmiya answered first. Vani KS, Jahnavi, Sindhu, Kirtana. Okay. All of you answered it correctly. That is option A, that is pleiotropy. Good. 24th question. A pure breeding pea plant with round yellow seeds was crossed with pea plant having wrinkled green seeds. On selfing F1 hybrid of his cross, 64 progenies were obtained in F2 generation. Find out the number of F2 progenies showing non-parental characters. So read the question, take the screenshot and answer me in the upcoming session. Yes. Fine. Take the screenshot, all of you. Okay. Okay. Tasmi has already answered. So let us discuss the answer in the tomorrow's session. And after completing the question paper, whole question paper, I will be sending you the mail. Okay. Today I forgot to say, okay, I will be sending you the key answers also along with that. So here we have the key answers of all the set. Here I am discussing A1 only, but the key answers we will have in one PDF of all the set. So you have to see which set of question paper you got and see the key answers according to that. If you take a printout, it is good to see the key answer. Okay. Now, yeah. Let me end the session. So I will meet you all in the tomorrow session, same time. Fine. So let me leave the session. Have a nice day. Stay happy. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.